Man, you can't not smile when you drive this car. Hey guys, it's Luke again, and today I'm driving something extremely special. I know the last episode I put up with the golf cart, I talked about how the golf cart was the best vehicle I'd ever driven for Motor Minds and I could never expect to drive anything better. Well, that has all changed because 2 weeks ago we bought a 2016 Mazda Miata. And I've been driving it every single day since. We've had it for about 10 days, and oh my God, am I in absolute love with this car. This is the best car I've ever driven. It's the best car I've heard from a lot of reading that you can buy if you're in the market for something that's just giving you a pure, honest driving experience. So today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna walk you through why the Miata is probably the best driver's car you can buy on the market today. So let's talk a little bit about the Miata I'm in right now. So this Miata is actually extremely special because it's the launch edition. Now when, ooh, some cops up there. Someone just got boned by the police. Okay, I'll do the speed limit now. But yeah, as I was saying, this Miata is the launch edition. Now basically the launch edition was the first 1,000 Miatas ever made for the 4th generation. So basically you could pre-order them, and then with the pre-order, you would get this very interesting color combination consisting of the Soul Red exterior with the Sport Tan leather interior, and it just looks absolutely phenomenal. You also get some launch edition badging, and it just makes you feel special. Honestly, this color combination is absolutely amazing. You have the Soul Red exterior with this tan interior. It just looks absolutely phenomenal because a lot of the other Miatas that we looked at had the black interior, which in my opinion doesn't look nearly as good, and this beige leather really pops with the red, and you have these really nice red accents on the inside of the doors that just make the beige interior look even better than it does. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the styling of the Miata. This car, the 4th generation, looks absolutely incredible. Previous Miatas, especially like the 3rd generation, looked very girly. It had this girly, goofy smile in the front end, accentuated by the grille that literally looked like a childish smile. And I mean, I didn't really like the styling of the old car. It just looked way too girly and feminine for me, and honestly, that would have probably kept me from buying a Miata. But for the 4th generation, it still has that smile in the front end. It kind of has that face, that grin that the old Miata had, but in this case it's a lot more aggressive. The headlights have been streamlined and they've been molded to look more aggressive. They're a lot smaller, a lot thinner, and they're pulled back into the sides of the car to make it look more aggressive and a bit sleeker. And the grille is also a lot more aggressive. The old Miata had a grille accentuated by soft corners, and this one, they're a lot more aggressive, a lot more sharp edges. So instead of like an innocent smile, it's a more aggressive, let's go have fun smile. And I think it looks absolutely phenomenal. The sides of the hood, the flanks that run over the front wheels, there's a line that runs through the headlights and up along those flanks that makes the car look extremely aggressive, and it makes the hood look a lot wider than it is. You sit behind the wheel and you look out and you see these huge bulges on either side of the hood, and the hood itself actually dips down. It makes this car have a lot more road presence when you're behind the wheel than you would expect from a car that's this small. So moving on to the sides, I really like the line that runs along the top. The door curves up nicely. It makes it look really sleek, and you have these plastic body panels that run under the doors. They're kind of like door skirts that run under the door panel that look really, really nice. They make the car look lower, and they kind of flare out from the sides of the car to give it a lower, more aggressive stance. Moving on to the back, this is my only gripe with the styling. I feel like the rear taillights, whilst they look cool, they kind of have this rocket ship look. They have one single circular bezel with a little like arrow-shaped one that shoots out from the side and runs down the side of the car. It looks really aggressive, but my only gripe is that I feel like the taillights were spaced too close together and kind of give it a pinched look. I feel like if they had spaced them further apart, it would give the car a wider, more aggressive look going towards the back, which would kind of give it more road presence. But I still think it's a really good looking car. I really like the darkened wheels. They're not completely blacked out, but it's kind of this like dark look that kind of contrasts with the red really nicely to give this car a really hot presence. I really enjoy the way it looks, especially with the roof down. Absolutely phenomenal looks. So let's talk about the way this Miata drives. Now, this car is honestly the best car I've ever driven because whilst it's not the fastest thing out there, just the engagement is absolutely phenomenal. The steering feel is like literally rubbing your hand along the surface of the road. You feel every single bump, you feel every single little imperfection in the pavement through the steering wheel. So it's extremely communicative, extremely talkative steering, which is honestly very, very nice because it's actually an electric power steering setup. It doesn't feel like electric power steering. You still have all the communication and all of the response that you get with a hydraulic setup. It's so nice. Like just right now, the steering wheel is doing little vibrations, just letting me know there's little bumps in the road here or there. I can feel everything. It's unbelievably communicative. It's light, which is actually nice. It's not heavy steering, but it's extremely direct and it's very easy to just point the car where you want to go. I remember the first time my dad drove this car, he was just like, man, I've never driven something where you can just point the car and it just goes directly where you want it to go. And honestly, it's so true. It's telepathic, just the way this car drives. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I love it. Now, things that do aid the driving experience is this amazing 6-speed manual. This 6-speed is absolutely a joy to shift. It's extremely direct, nice and short throws. The clutch travel is very short and it's a very direct linear engagement. It's very easy to find the engage point. And this is one of those cars, you cannot shift it slow. You have to shift quick. If you shift slow, if you're trying to like granny shift it or just be kind of relaxed in the way you shift, it'll be jerky. You gotta go quick. That's the way this car wants to be driven, is quick. There's no other way to describe it. Now let's talk a little bit about the powertrain. This engine is Mazda's 2-liter Skyactiv unit, and a lot of people might be unimpressed by its figures because it only puts out 155 horsepower and 148 pound-feet of torque. That's less than my Focus. Now the thing is, this car only weighs 2,300 pounds. Mazda put so much effort into weight savings on this car that it weighs very similar to what the first generation car has, whilst carrying a lot more features and a lot more tech. Now that's actually really cool, and it makes this car handle so much better, and it means it has a very good power to weight ratio, which means 155 horsepower is actually enough to get this car from 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. That's under 6 seconds with a car with 155 horsepower. It's absolutely incredible. And the other thing that helps that is the fact that the gearing is very short. I can put this car in 6th gear at 30 miles an hour. So you just shift gears all the time, and it really helps make the most of the minimal amount of power that you have. Now, the other thing is minimal power means maximum fuel economy. Now this car gets 27 city, 33 highway with the stick shift. You can get up to 35 highway with the automatic. But honestly, if you get an automatic in this car, you're a sinner and you don't deserve to be driving it. I've heard a lot of people say like, oh, the automatic doesn't destroy the driving experience in this car. And I mean, I'm sure it probably doesn't destroy it, but it makes it a hell of a lot worse. You gotta be shifting this absolutely amazing 6-speed manual to really get the full experience. Now, the Skyactiv technology in this car, oh my God, no. Sorry, oh my God. Sorry, there's a truck in front of me that just knocked down a bunch of branches, and I did not want any of those to land on this brand new car. Sorry about that. I've just been I'm an OCD kind of guy, so I just don't want anything to happen to this thing. She's my baby. But yeah, where did I leave off? Something about the powertrain? Oh yeah, Skyactiv technology. So yeah, this engine responds super fast. It's unbelievable just how quick it responds. If you want to do a rev match downshift or anything, blipping the throttle, you get immediate response from this engine. It's absolutely incredible. That's the first thing I noticed on the first time I drove this car was just rev match downshifting is the easiest thing known to man. It's so much fun, it's so easy, and it just makes this car an absolute joy to drive. I mean, literally, you just drive this car, you can feel everything that's going on the road. It's immediate, it's so direct in the way it responds to inputs. It's an absolute blast to drive, and you don't have to be going at full speed to really enjoy this car. Now, you don't have to break the speed limit necessarily, you don't have to be stupid, because this car is just so direct and so rewarding that you could have fun with it at almost any speed just because it's so much fun to drive. Literally just shifting gears. You can go into 6th gear at 30 miles an hour. You can like rev it up and go quick and still not be doing anything stupid. Now, the other thing that's fun about the handling of this car is that you can reach the limits extremely quick because you don't have tires that are super high performance. I actually drifted this car once by mistake doing just 30 miles an hour around the turn. Now, it's actually a boatload of fun. So let's talk about the interior of this car. It's tiny. You wear this car. It's like putting on a tight pair of skinny jeans when you hop inside. Getting in is difficult, especially since I'm 6'2". You kind of have to sit down and like cram your legs in there, and it's almost impossible to not hit the door panel when you get in the car. That's kind of annoying. But once you're inside, this interior is leagues better than the one of the old Miata. I'm in the Grand Touring. I have a 7-inch touchscreen display, which is also controlled by a rotary knob here. I really love the circular air vents that they have here. It makes the car look really sporty and kind of makes it look like an old British... The interior reminds me of an old British sports car in a sense. I really like the black top of the dashboard, followed by the beige leather with stitching, which is actually soft touch. I love the red accents you have here on the top end of the door, and just all the accents are really nice. I'm not a massive fan of this tacky carbon fiber. It doesn't look convincing at all, but I mean, they only have it in 2 places on the door panel, so I hardly ever notice it. Now, this car actually has a lot of very nice features. It has a 9-speaker Bose audio system with speakers in the headrests. Now, that may sound gimmicky, but when you set the balance right, this thing is phenomenal. It sounds amazing. And when you have Bluetooth calls, it'll send the voice through the speaker. And there's actually a setting for the blind spot monitoring where you can have it alert you by turning off the music on the side of the car that has crossed out of the lane. Now, I think that's absolutely genius to have blind spot monitoring that actually alerts you when you cross the lane by dimming the music on the side of the car that you crossed the lane in. I just think that's genius. Now, some other cool features are you have sat nav. You obviously have all the features you would expect from any modern car: heated seats, air conditioning. It's only single zone, but really, who gives a crap? You're gonna have the roof down, so air conditioning is only optional, in my opinion. You have a nice leather wrapped steering wheel, heated seats. I mean, the interface here is super easy to use too. I don't like to use the touchscreen just because it's kind of hard to get good response from the touchscreen. It's kind of laggy. I just like to use the buttons, and honestly, I really like where they're located. Now, one thing about this interior that is kind of quirky are the cup holders. They sit here behind my arm, probably out of shot, but you can actually pull them out and stick them in another place in the interior by the passenger seat, in the passenger footwell, so that way you can kind of have versatility that way. That basically sums up this interior. I do love it. With the roof up, it's super easy to put the roof up and down. It's literally one pull here, you bring it up with your hand and snap it into place. The whole process literally takes about 2 seconds. That's not an exaggeration. I can do it in about 2 seconds if I'm being quick about it. Headroom with the top up is actually not that bad. I'm 6'2" and I fit just fine, so it's pretty acceptable. Now, one thing with the top up that you will have to be aware of is that the noise is loud. There's a lot of noise. Even at 50 miles an hour, it sounds like you're doing like 90 in a comparable car. So it's noisy for sure. But you know what? If you're driving this car with the top up, you're defeating the purpose of even owning a car like this. You only drive it with the top down. You only drive it on a sunny day. It's kind of like a weekend cruiser. I would never take it on a long trip. So overall, I absolutely adore this Miata. It's been an absolute blast to drive. It looks phenomenal compared to the old car. And honestly, it's one of those things where, yes, you can get a car that has more power. Yes, you can have a car that'll set better lap times, a better 0 to 60, but this is a car that you can use every day and drive it at full speed every day, take it to the max every day, and thoroughly enjoy it. I really think it's the essence of driving, because in this car, you're not overwhelmed by the power. You have time to appreciate the snickety little gear change, the response and communication from the steering, the responsiveness of the engine, all these little tangible things that really come together to create an unbelievable driving experience with this car. I honestly think it's the best handling car that you can buy in terms of just sheer thrill, like driving engagement. Like, I've never driven anything. I've driven a Corvette, which is faster than this car, but I guarantee you I'm having 1,000 times more fun behind the wheel of this car just because of the way it handles, the way it drives, and the way it makes me feel. That's one thing I cannot stress enough. If you drive this car, you're gonna be smiling the whole time. The first time I drove this car, I got home and my mouth was hurting. The muscles in my mouth were hurting from how much I was smiling, because literally you shift gears, you smile, you turn the wheel, you smile, you look at the thing and you smile. Like, this is a total fun car. Is it the most practical car in the world? No, it's a two-seater. It has a 4.9 cubic foot trunk that can fit like a duffel bag. I mean, it's not gonna be good in snow, it's rear-wheel drive, but I mean, this is one of those things that she's gonna be a garage queen in the winter, and then on a nice summer day, top down, you really go out and enjoy this car for what it really is, and it's an absolute blast. If you're looking for a sports car, definitely look at one of these. I remember when Jack was talking to me about this review, we were just talking about what kind of layout we might do for it. He was just like, you could go in by like the argument that this is a good sports car for someone that doesn't have a lot of money. It's a budget sports car, and I couldn't disagree with that more. Yes, it's a pretty decent value. Grand Touring starts at around 30 grand. We got this car used for 25, and I mean, yes, it's budget friendly, but it's so good that you can't think of it as a budget sports car. It's a blast to drive, it's well made, and I think it competes with basically any sports car out there, not necessarily in speed, but in the way it makes you feel, and just the way that it drives in general just makes it something that you need to put on your bucket list no matter what type of sports car you're looking for. You have to drive one of these before you make a decision. I love this car. As always, if you're looking for more reviews, check out our channel. Please subscribe if you like what you see here. And find us on social media, check out motormindsproductions.com, and please check back and watch our other episodes, and I hope to see you watching our next video.